Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. Welcome to part 4 of how to save hundreds and thousands on lenses for your Bolex Rex. So I have here another Russian Jupiter lens that I prefer. It is the 21M Jupiter f.4 M42 mount. And one thing I want to point out to you automatically on this lens, it has a bit of a manufacturer's defect, if you will. Here at the end of my pencil eraser, inside of there's a metal plate that reflects light, kind of get off a reddish tone, and that's what activates your aperture blades. What you want to do is a quick fix is visit your craft store, get you some of this paper felt, black paper felt, and put on some contact cement on the back. Cut it 27 by 27 millimeters. This is paper felt, it's got felt on one side, and stick it on that metal plate. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so now at the end of my pencil eraser, I put that piece of paper felt right there and stuck that right up on there. So now, as you can see, the aperture blade's moving right there. And it's not going to reflect this part right here, that metal plate, that reddish type of color. Let's look and talk about some other features of this lens. Okay, Russian lenses, and this Jupiter lens 200 millimeter is a monster, and it's going to need a support system if you're going to keep it on your Bolex. So we're going to press tear, reset the scales right here. Just want to show you the weight of this lens, and there we go, 951 grams. See what I'm talking about? A support system or rail rod will be needed, otherwise it's going to warp the front of your Bolex turret and the spindle. So if you're wondering, how do I connect this M42 mount to my C mount on my Bolex Rex right here? Well, it's very simple. Those of you who frequent my channel know I have these at Bolex Repair Philippines, these adapters, and I have these for very inexpensively on Bolex Repair Philippines FB page. Here's the C mount and here's the M42, and I just simply take this right to the front and screw that right on right there, just like that, and there you are. I'm going to go ahead and attach it to the Bolex so you can take a good look at it. So there you have it right there with the M42 to C mount adapter. We've got the Jupiter 21M f4 200 millimeter attached to my Bolex C mount, and with my wonderful DIY toothpick support system just for this video. You'll also need definitely a turret locking cap as well. So make sure that you get a railroad system or some type of support system for this lens. Any long lens that you have like that. Otherwise you're going to warp your turret and the spindle right there, and you give yourself more problems. Let's take a look at some more features here. Here's something very important I do want to show you, is that concerning your M42 adapter to C mount, wherever you get your adapter, from myself at Bolex Repair Philippines or wherever, make sure that the screw fitting does not extend beyond the back of the turret. Otherwise that will scratch and damage your ground glass. As you can see, the ones we have here, the M42 to C mount adapters, do not extend beyond the back of the turret. Also, it does have a clicky aperture, so which I really don't mind too much for experimental filmmaking. And again, this is a very good point. This lens is excellent for experimental filmmaking, by the way. If you want to declick that, you can. I'm not so sure it's going to really make a difference to me. On mine, I do have a little bit of fungus I got to clean up, and if you have the same type of thing, which you probably will, a vintage lens, 99% of the time, you're going to have fungus. And check in the comment section. I'll drop those links down in there to another video of mine of how to remove and destroy the fungus. A DIY way to do it. All right. The digital community as well, and the digital community for experimental film. Again, you're very much going to enjoy this lens. It will take stability, definitely. Another tripod, rail rod, whichever way. If you hook it onto a digital camera, it's going to be extremely shaky for video, and you might like that if you're doing experimental film. If you're doing typical filmmaking, you're not going to like that, and what you will need to do again is get some stabilization for it. For that, it's going to be very shaky. This lens also, for digital, gives off a very liquidy effect for video. And if you're doing experimental filmmaking on digital, you're really going to find that a very cool effect. All right? So, the Jupiter 21M f4 200mm. Do contact me at Bolex Repair Philippines FB page for part servicing and questions. The same, Bolex Repair Philippines at gmail.com. Do click that bell down there and subscribe. For faster response, Twitter at PolMorbid. And for gory experimental horror films, visit the Morbid Team Entertainment page. Until next time, see ya!